I'll make a motion to start our meeting.
Second?
I'll second it.
There we go. Pledge of allegiance. Huh?
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we start, I think the key thing we should ask, Kate is excused tonight. We do not have a secretary. What do we want to do?
Thankfully, and actually, if you look at the minutes from last meeting, I had a staff member put those together. So moving forward, I think the same thing. We'll have a staff member type up the minutes.
Perfect.
That's how some other commissions handle it. And I don't think that this commission has a secretary that's dedicated. Even Kate Smith mentioned she would appreciate not having to do it. So during the meeting while she is here, maybe she'll just take some light notes that we'll then pass on to that staffer. Today, I'll take those light notes. They'll watch the video back and make the minutes. So
Perfect.
the minutes that you have in front of you tonight are the ones that we typed up. And if you guys are good with that format, how those look and such, we'll continue doing that with a staff member.
You got it. Roll call. John Jones, here. Dennis?
Here.
Sharon?
Here.
Kate, absent, excused. Bridget?
Here.
Jennifer?
Here.
Robert?
Here.
Kathy?
Here.
Rob? Need a motion to approve the minutes, or approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, October 28th.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Eight to zero.
Yes.
I need a motion for approval of the minutes.
I motion to approve the minutes from September the 30th, 2025.
Need a second?
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
8-0 again. Presentations. This must be you.
Yep, none.
None, zero. Public hearing? Public, anything to say? Okay. Public comment? Nope. We'll move on. Old business.
All right.
Again,
Yep, this is continuing the conversation from last time, the drop-in and punch card updates. If you look, that blue chart, again, this is kind of, we're going to the rec commission to kind of look at what you think for pricing. This is some prices staff put together in those rooms. This is some of the pricing we've already advertised and that's out there that we're using now. We are getting good reception to the open gym pricing. The Spaceport membership isn't, that one has been up for discussion, but this is the drop-in fee already for Spaceport, that $5 for the resident. The punch card bundle is what we kind of talked about last time of purchasing a bundle to put those together. So again, this is just kind of some numbers we threw together. This is what I'm looking for the commission to kind of bring back some ideas. Yes, we like that price. No, we don't. So that purchase 10, get 4 free. The fitness room, those are the drop-ins already set in the fee schedule. Memberships are available, so I don't think we need a punch card bundle for that one. The movie theater, this is going to kind of, I think, we're still trying to develop the programming that's going to run the movie theater, but I think when we do those movies, this is a generic price we could charge. We could do that bundle pass. Really, it's going to look like what that programming shapes up. I really just wanted to put it on this sheet so you kind of see it. I think a lot of stuff at the movie theater will run in conjunction with another program. So if you do bingo, then also you get the movie included, or different stuff like that, or focus on trying to sell the snacks for the movie theater. This is just the third option. Like, if we do want to charge, what do you guys feel about this pricing? And of course, that game room for the adults and teen currently are free, and the card room is currently free, on top of running programming out of the card room as well. That's often usually free. So I guess looking for a feedback a little bit on this pricing. We also talked about that membership for all of these rooms. That we can talk about in the next item for the fee schedule recommendation, but this is what we have for that drop-in and bundle price. Is there any comments, suggestions, concerns
Did you say you had an issue with, somebody had an issue with the spaceport for the $5 and the $10 for the one-day visit?
So no, I have not heard issues. Right now, there's only the $5 drop-in for Spaceport. There isn't a non-resident price. So that is new. And the purchase 10, get 4 free, that is new. That is something we talked about last meeting to have like some type of bundle option. What I have heard resistance on is the membership currently. I believe it's $20 a month for Spaceport. And I have heard some resistance on that not being a little too expensive.
$20 a month?
Yeah.
You can't go do karate for $20 a month.
Yeah. So I have no.
I guess when somebody complains about it, it's going to be, you're going to have somebody on the other end of the phone that can rationalize with them that, hey, what can you do for $20?
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. You can barely go to a movie and a large popcorn, and a pop, I think, is for a kid is now $25 because the pop and the popcorn's $15, and then the ticket's $7 or $8. So it's
Yeah.
$25. That's for a couple-hour movie. You're talking the whole month,
The
right?
whole month, yep. That's why, though, we want to offer.
It's $1 a day.
Yep. But we want to offer alternate options for Spaceport. So we think the drop-in model is going to be a little bit better. The bundle will be better than the memberships. So that's why we bring this in front of
And
you
if they're
guys.
getting, I like the idea that you put the 2 free or 4 free
Four
in
free.
that, because
Yeah.
it might sell better that way.
I always like when you give somebody something free for doing something.
Yeah.
Because that entices them more.
Yeah.
So if you purchase a punch card, you get 2 free for the gym, 4 free for the spaceport. So these are all going to be separate punch cards then?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
We can, I know we
If
talked
you
a
buy an
little.
open gym punch card, you're going to get the 2 free on there, but if you want spaceport, you got to purchase that one and get the 4, okay.
Correct.
Okay.
We talked about that, I know, the last meeting, and I kind of reviewed the notes, and it seemed like a consensus of not a punch card for everything, maybe a membership for everything, punch card for individual rooms.
Yes, that's what
Or either that or charge the same price. Just bear with me for a minute. Go back to the gym, change that to 3, take the spaceport down to 3, have everything at 3, and if you give them a card, then it doesn't matter because it's $3 for everything.
Yep, and I mean.
So if you
that-
got so you could make a membership for the 3 of them because you've got the prices where they should be.
Yeah,
I mean, that's something else to consider, and I'd do the same, the non-resident, you can't do anything with that, I mean, unless you want to give them some type of deal for a year or something like that, but I don't know where we want to go with that at this point in time.
And I would assume if they purchased a punch card for the open gym, spaceport, fitness room, and movie theater, they would end up getting 9 free
Okay, yeah.
on it.
yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna make everything $3, open gym, $3, space, 3.
Well, I mean, it's something for them to think about. What I would do is I would think about that.
Yeah.
Because that way, if you're doing your bundles and you're doing your packages, if everything's $3 across the board,
Yeah.
then it makes it simple. Then nobody can say, well, you're charging us more for spaceport. Oh, you're charging us more for the gym.
Yeah.
$3 across the board, come on, you can't do anything for $3. You can't
No.
even hardly buy a bottle of pop for $3.
Yeah.
It sounds like a steal. That's a-
No, I mean,
Yep.
to me, looking at this, a kid walks into the store, he buys a bag of chips and a candy bar, he spent $5.
Yeah.
He can come there for $3? I don't know. To me, it's, where's your priority?
Does the commission seem to like the standardized pricing across all the rooms, or?
What do you guys think?
I mean.
I mean, that's just
yes.
coming from my aspect
I feel
from
like the
sales.
open gym could still stay at 2 though, just because, I mean, that's just somewhere they're going in to play like basketball or something. I could see leaving everything else at 3, but then I get how you're trying to make it all equal or the same.
Well, and the thing is how do you know if somebody's saying they're going to use the open gym and then, but yet they go to a different room and do something else that we would have charged more for? It does make more sense to kind of just do a flat
Flat fee
$3.
across the board?
Yeah, because you're always going to have those crossover people that,
So open gym is, how many, is it per hour or just as long as
For as long as we're open right now, it is kind of limited because we have the gym constantly being used different
Yeah.
times.
Okay.
So it's really a per day price, but it often ends up being only a few hours. So really, we're looking at, really it's a per day or per drop-in price. You come in, you can use it until we're closed.
I mean, these prices are extremely low. Like,
Yes.
myself looking at that, I would say a lot more than that, but that's just my opinion, but, I don't know, I think it was, what, $10 for a drop-in over at Maplewood back in the day? Or was it 5, between 5 and 7?
I tried looking up the pricing for Maplewood, I couldn't find a consistency. It wasn't even in the fee schedule at the time,
Yeah, I mean,
so-
that was a while ago. And
Yeah.
I remember, we had friends that would go and use the drop-in but, I mean, $2 is, I guess it depends on who you're talking about. Like, kids that are coming from after school, they're coming from the middle school and they want to, maybe, but even that is like, it's a steal, so, but.
How are we on capacities? Are we getting plenty of people to show up? Is there an area where we want more people to show up? Because obviously, I mean, we want it to be a benefit to the residents and not rip anyone off. I mean, we want to make money, but we also want to pretty much be at full capacity, right?
Yeah. With a lot of our programs, we are just not, I guess, we don't use the term, I guess, making money. We're just trying to break even, if not lose money, is often the,
But the price.
That's the thing that we've been fighting.
Use.
That's the thing we've been fighting since I've been on this commission. We've always, because it's the mentality of city council, right? Back then, when I first came aboard, city council wanted to give everything away and didn't care if you lost, right? After a while, it started to switch, and we got the thought of, city council said, okay, we don't have to make money, but let's break even because we don't want to have all these after-school programs losing money. So when I said, okay, to me, that makes sense. And I think the thing is, if you put the fee schedule at $3, right, and you wait a couple years and you go, okay, we're going to go up to $4. And if you wait a couple more years and then you go up to $5, well, then we're getting it to where we want it to be. And people got to realize, cost of living goes up every day, okay? So,
But in the grand scheme of, I think, all parks and rec, they're never there to make money. They're there to provide a park services and rec services to their communities. And
right, you're right, we're not there to
not
make money, just break even. You just want to break even, that's all
Not
you want to
necessarily even
do.
break even. I think there's, in the grant, for Parks and Rec, there's usually a net loss that most communities are,
If that's,
living
if
on.
that's out there, then that's something that's totally new to me and probably most of the people on this
Both
commission.
Parks and Rec,
I have not heard that
break
they,
even or lose.
yeah.
yeah.
To answer the second question, though, for occupancies, the rentals were doing good, and actually, we can talk a bit more about that when we get to the fee schedule. We are having those rentals, people are coming in. Of course, we have groups and services and programs that are running every single day. The amount of people coming into the center is good. In terms of these rooms, there is definitely a lot of, like right now, we're getting the daily question of, when's the game room going to open back up? Because it's currently under construction because we moved it. So we know people are looking forward to the game rooms and stuff like that again. We do get asked a lot about the movie theater. We haven't programmed that yet. Again, it's brand new. But we are getting lots of questions about it. Spaceport and open gym, we find there is a lot of want for the open gym. We are running that right now for the $2. That has been pretty good. It's not been consistent, but some days we'll have a lot and some days we'll have none. And then for Spaceport, that is consistent with a few kids that purchase the membership. No one's really paying the drop-in fee right now for Spaceport. But there are about 15 that have a membership, and almost consistently we see those 3 to 6 kids every day in Spaceport. So it'd be nice to see an increase in the Spaceport usage, whether it be the membership or drop-in. If we move to the $3, I can see the pricing on the membership might kind of fizz away with the Spaceport. It would be nice to see more usage of Open Gym and Spaceport, though. Those are two that are, I think Open Gym's just new, and Spaceport, I think, is just, it went from free to a pricing model, so it just discouraged some people to return.
So if you like that, could you if you bring a friend and sign a friend up, you get a free visit?
But I would think, though, so if we change these all to 3.
Yeah?
Something to give them incentive to bring their friends to the thing.
Yeah.
And what's it cost you? $3 for one visit?
Yeah.
Okay, You're not losing much, but you just picked up another kid.
Yeah.
You know how it is. They tell two friends, they tell two friends.
Right.
But I feel like if we change these all to 3, it should just be like a punch card for the day for,
Any of the rooms.
Yeah, you can use any of
it
those.
shouldn't be specific to like, you can only go here, there. It should be, say, like a punch card for the day for any of
That
these
makes
3
sense,
rooms.
if it's going to be across the board, to
Yeah.
just do one.
All right. That's a change in what we were talking about, but we can definitely look at, I'm kind of seeing the consensus of per resident pricing, $3 between movie theater, movie, fitness, spaceport, and open gym.
And then can we just make the non-resident all the same, either the $5 or $6? For all the rooms, or?
You know what, that might not be, that might not be a bad idea, because then you're picking it up. You'll pick up the alternate on it. That's a good idea.
So $3 and $6 is what we're thinking? 3 and 7?
Say 6. I say 5 or 6.
I agree, 5 or 6. Somebody want to make a motion for 5 or 6?
I don't think for this, I mean, we
don't
guys can
have
make
to?
a motion if you'd like, but just the recommendation, because this doesn't
Okay.
have to go to council, just the recommendation to me and staff, we can take it and go.
Okay.
6?
I'll say 6.
6, yeah. 6, Dennis?
Dennis?
Yes.
Everybody shaking their head on 6, yes?
6
And
Go to
then-
6?
And then if we
for
think, like-
non-resident.
For non-residents, 6 across the board.
Yes.
Instead of the 10 and the 5, just make it 6 across the board.
and then punch card, if you buy 10, get 3 free, like across, I mean, sort of, if we're gonna let them go into any of the rooms, there's just gotta be one set fee for punch cards as well.
The open gym, they make it all 3 free for everything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. Instead of getting 2 free and 4 free, just make it get 3 free across the board. Make it
yeah.
consistent,
yeah.
especially since you're...
Essentially, well, obviously, we'll take this into marketing, we'll consider different ways, but you'll be paying $30 for 13 visits.
Yeah.
So every 10, you get 3.
Right.
So will they pay for this in advance? This isn't an advance payment,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got you. So they're going to give you the $30, but you're going to actually give them a punch card that has
13
13
punches.
visits, not 10.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
or they can pay $3 when they arrive on that day.
No, we're back to resident.
Yes.
Resident, yeah. It's easier to speak in resident terms and then
Yeah.
assume than the same for a non-resident. Okay, and then when
You
you,
offer a punch card to non-residents?
Yeah,
we do currently, yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to exclude, I wouldn't exclude the non-residents, just different pricing.
Right, so they'd pay $50 and they'll get a card that gives them 13
13
punches.
visits, yeah,
be 60, because we said 6.
Oh, 60, that's right.
yeah. Okay, that we can do, and we can move forward with that, and hopefully, this is finally what we're waiting for to move on with a few of those rooms and get stuff advertised and whatnot. And I do think a punch card option like that, paying once every so often, using it as you use it, will be beneficial to the families and the students coming over and using the space. Allow the families only to come in once in a while and purchase the card, or purchase it online and allow their kid to come in and use it, so.
You came up with a percentage for resident versus non-resident, didn't you, last meeting? You were trying to do some kind of percentage. I mean, right now, we're at...
You mean the difference between what's,
Yeah, he was doing a calculation between resident, right now, we're double the price, right?
Right.
It sounds like it's deterring non-residents, do we not? I mean, if we're trying to up the capacity, we definitely want to make it appealing to them and not, double the price. Like 5 does probably sound a little bit better, just as it's not completely double.
Yeah, it seems,
Always be changed later if there's obviously capacity.
I'm with you, but they said $10 for Spaceport, and we took that back to 6. So the people that were paying 10 are now going to pay 6. They should be happy. If you were paying 5 and you're going to pay 6, are you going to be happy? I don't know. Fitness room. What was a non-resident paying in the fitness room?
currently, right now, there was only a drop-in rate for resident, or there's only a drop-in rate of $3, so non-resident wasn't any different.
Let's go.
And then the movie theater, was there a price for the movie theater for a non-resident?
Nope, this is the first time we had anything.
Okay, so the numbers you threw down here were just plucked out of the air, basically?
These were consideration of what it takes to operate that room with staffing and like, open gym, purchasing basketballs once in a while, spaceport, having to, not even considering the staff's time in spaceport, but having to buy controllers and some stuff like that once in a while. The fitness room, that pricing is based on the maintenance cost of that room on a yearly basis. And then the game room and card rooms are obviously free. So that's kind of, a lot of our pricing comes by what it takes for us to run that room or operate that room.
Right.
Same thing with our programs. Those costs is what it costs us to operate that program. So we do try and break even. Obviously, with the drop-in, we don't know how many people we're going to get in a year, so we don't know what that revenue is. So it's all based on estimated numbers of what we're going to see in a year. That's kind of where we derive those numbers from. And in terms of the answer to the question about the scale and the percentage we use, it's often a sliding scale. The cheaper it is, the higher the percentage you're going to see, whereas the more expensive the class is, like in the instance for the Spaceport membership, it's $20 for resident, $30 for non-resident. So you see that scale go down to almost a third. So often you do see our cheaper fees double, and then our more expensive fees, which are around the 20, there's not too much in the center is more expensive than $20, $30, drop down to a third for the non-resident. So that's kind of our formula that we use for it. We also sometimes estimate, like, if we know it costs $100 to run a program, so we need at least 6 people at this cost to run that program, that's what we plan to get. We'll take an average of, 80% resident, 20% non-resident, and that's how we'll come up with that pricing to determine what we're gonna charge for the two. So it's kind of different per thing, and the scale you're referencing is actually to the room rentals. Same thing where depending on the pricing is how we came up with that scale. The room rentals are obviously a little different because that's just cost of what, the cost for the room rentals is more of a percentage across the board, and that was just comparison of other rental facilities in the area that have the similar facilities is how we came up with the pricing for the room rentals. And we can talk about that more, and that's the next item, so we can talk about more of that. So that's kind of where the non-resident resident pricing comes in and how we decide that. We're not trying to deter, but it's also, we do have to remember the residents pay for Parks and Rec.
Right.
So the people that enjoy Parks and Rec outside of here don't have to pay the taxes like the Guernsey residents do. Of course, they're paying their own taxes, but they're probably coming here because their city's not fulfilling those services,
Yes.
their needs. So it is going to be just a little more expensive for them. So it is not, $6 is not uncommon. Being double is not uncommon for a low fee for us.
Are you okay with that, or you still want to?
I want to fill it up,
Yeah.
and all about the kids,
Yep.
More kids we get in that gym for open gym, it's great, it's crossover, whether it's soccer league or baseball, getting other kids. Westland's right there by Radcliffe, I mean, we want kids in there, right?
Yeah. And definitely with Westland, we service the need because they don't have a rec center. They have a friendship center, more senior-based, but they don't have a rec center. We don't have a rec center like anybody else anyway, but also Westland doesn't have a rec center at all. All right, well, if everyone's happy.
Anything else?
If everyone's happy with that item, I think we can move along.
Moving on. New business?
Yeah, he's got some.
So this one.
Schedule recommendation, fee
Yep.
schedule recommendation.
And I will say the fee schedule itself is sometimes a bit confusing to read, but if you want to look at the green chart I made today, that might be a little bit easier to understand the first set of fees that I'm going to go over.
Yeah.
Essentially, the recommendations we're making for the room, and again, I'm looking for your guys' insight on what you believe, is this a good move or not? We're standardizing the pricing, so there'll be almost 3 levels. There'll be that, and I'm talking about weekday pricing for residents. Actually, I'm speaking about weekdays non-resident when I'm speaking, because that is that first column. It's a bit confusing because residents get to take a $20 per hour discount off all the pricing you see. So the non-resident weekday pricing, there's going to be a $50 level, a $60 level, and a $100 level. So essentially, you're just standardizing those 3 pricing models across all of the rooms. Something we hear often in our rentals is that the card room and the heritage room are very similar, but there was a big discrepancy in price that as you can see up there, that $40 an hour price. The card room does hold more. The card room does, obviously, it had a lot more money go into it and making it through the grant funding. And it does have a different style to it, but it's hard for like sometimes we hear, a group or a nonprofit wants to come in and rent this space for a card tournament or a fundraiser, but they end up just renting Heritage Room instead because it's a cheaper rate for the same type of room. We don't have to move to this pricing model, but this is just a suggestion from staff and what we're hearing during these rentals. The Heritage and the Student Lounge and those classrooms, those basic rooms do get a lot of use. And sometimes when we're full, instead of someone just booking the card room, which is very similar, they'll go somewhere else because the card room is more expensive. So we do believe it will lend, as we fill up in space, to more rentals because now we have more rooms at the same pricing model.
So do we ever call any of the other cities to see what they charge for some of their services?
In terms of room rentals, it's a hard to compare because there aren't a lot of places that have the same facilities as we do, but we did compare between even facility rentals in our own city. We have a few private venues that you can rent from with the same capacity. Of course, there's the Straight Farmhouse and the Oddfellows Hall that we compared across. And we did compare with a few other, like Livonia has a few rooms for rent. These are all very comparable, if not just a little bit more, because of the amenities we provide along with, when you're running your program at Radcliffe, we have our advertising, we have a lot of people coming through, people are going to see you in our building. And it just depends on your day of the week and what you're looking to accomplish, but these are very fair to market value to our evaluations.
Okay.
That's why I believe the card room being more expensive and the movie theater being more expensive aren't beneficial because I don't think they're getting the rentals
Okay.
because of the additional cost.
And you think with
Whereas-
dropping the price down to what it is on here, we should see a bigger increase?
Yeah, but I think we'll get more rentals, mainly.
What's our plan if we don't get more rentals?
We can reevaluate again.
Okay.
Yeah, we can, if you guys would like, we can, in probably 6 months, bring a report of what rentals were prior to today and the last 6 months and see where we went.
As long as you can provide the information so we can evaluate it and make a decision.
Yeah.
Because if you can't give us information, we can't do anything.
Yeah, and the one number I couldn't just get is how many people have come in. The Heritage Room or the lounge is already booked, which is that $60 an hour range for a non-resident weekday. That turn around and don't book the card room, even though it's very similar. Very similar space. So something that we will actually have to reevaluate here pretty soon is there will be 2 additional rooms to add to this, which is the community kitchen and a room I've been calling the serving room, which is the old cafe, which will be in between the Heritage Room and the community kitchen. Those 2 rooms will have to eventually come back and add pricing too. So we could also look then, we might have some data on what this has done when we go to do that. Again, and I will kind of separate because there are like 3 different sections of the fee schedule. Just this part alone, we could not do this right now. If you guys feel like you want to see more data or see more long-term of the pricing we already have, we can continue moving forward. I've just noticed we're spending more time with the difference in pricing in rooms and the different rooms available is a little bit more complicated, especially even when you're taking someone around the building and saying, well, you have this room, but this one's $60 more an hour than this room. Well, this one's $20 more, this one's $40 more. I think having those 3 levels, the 50, 60, and 100, fit better for the space and the rooms we have available.
Yeah, because you can show them the 3 rooms, say each room is $60, pick the one you want.
Yep. But again, that's what we're bringing this to you guys today, so we can get a recommendation how you guys feel on it.
So the resident, it says 2 hours, $20 person. What does that mean? So if I
2-hour minimum, $20
That
per
is
person,
the-
plus 1 other room.
Yeah, that is the party package, which if you look below the 10-person minimum for 2 hours party package, there's 4 different packages. We thought in creating this would be a seller. This is how the ice rink kind of runs their party package along with an hourly rate. It hasn't worked for us. We have not had one party rental yet. Changing some of this pricing will eventually change some of that, so we will revisit and look at how that package is structured. But right now, there hasn't been any interest. Most people prefer to rent the room and bring in their own food.
I was going to say, do you think?
Oh, so
do you
that was
think-
with food,
do you
the
think that-
$20 a
do you
person?
think
'Cause
the
that
tw-
seems,
Yeah, because it says your choice of 2 of our standard rooms. It didn't say any foods included. I don't think you get food included till you get to the,
Yeah, the deluxe party package.
so you get to the deluxe and then the ultimate, which includes the deluxe also. So you're saying that they're thinking that the pizza party in the room at $30 is too much?
We haven't had a rental yet.
Again, did we check with any other cities? Are there cities that rent rooms for, like this, and what do they charge?
I believe, and I
I mean, I still
believe
think,
this pricing was referenced against more of those party places. So if you look at,
Event spaces.
yeah,
A lot of freestanding, or like in strip malls that they
Yeah.
have. But this is something that I do for a living as well, and I think these prices are just fine. The party package, what I would say in regards to that, and that's something that you guys can look into, is to figure out what a 10-person party package would mean for you guys. And that could be, $250, $300, and that's, this is what you get. Here's, you get access to the game room. You could, depending on if you want to throw in food or drink, but again, they could bring in their own
Yeah.
for that. But that is something that just a suggestion, because that's kind of like what I do as well, is when creating those birthday party packages, because I work with a lot of that right now, and I'm seeing that, like a lot of phone calls for birthday parties. Nobody wants to have their kids' third birthday party at their house, so they're like, where can we go? So
Yeah.
I think if you create one total price instead of saying $20 per person, you might get something as well, so.
you're saying even just remarket it, do the $20 at 10 person,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
at 10 people, get
Yep.
that price. And then even just say anything above that.
Yep.
Charge that, because you could just, like the standard package, you really could just say it's $200 for 10 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
$20 every additional
Yeah.
kid.
Yep, and market it that way, throw it on social
or
media.
give them a discount for additional kids.
Yeah,
Well, I think there's even yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because after that point, we know we made what we're supposed to for the room. The additional kids could be cheaper per kid.
yep, yeah,
Oh, yeah, we can definitely, that's,
I mean, I think that's the best way, because if you know you made your money, why not give them a discount if they want to bring additional kids? Because you've already covered your money.
yeah. And that's why some of this gets a little confusing, because then you have to reference it with above, and
well, I'm just,
after you hit 15 kids, I believe it is cheaper just to rent the room.
yeah, I was gonna say, because if you do
But then if you throw the
$20,
pizza back in, that could be different.
Right.
So,
like the card room, you're saying $20 per person, so you have 10 kids for 2 hours, it's $200. You're paying more than your hourly rate.
well,
That
because we're decreasing
standard-
hourly rates, before it
Yes.
was the correct.
That was hourly rate.
Yeah, because you have to remember too, the party package is planned for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, or Sunday during the day, Saturday night, Friday night. Well, we're closed often on Friday evenings and Saturday evenings, so those all would be the after hours.
I see.
That is something that's my next thing is to look at and see how we can make that better and make it a little bit more. I just wanted to start with this and see where we would go.
It's all brand new to us.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, the party package was, I think, brought to you guys at one point and approved
Yeah.
through the fee schedule, I would
Yeah.
assume.
I think Erica,
It would have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
a few months ago.
Yeah, but we did, I mean, the staff did think that the party package would sell, and that's how Zap Zone and those other businesses do is the party package. And we just see often that they would rather just bring in their own food, their own cake, and just purchase the room, so.
Yeah, but those kind of places like Zap Zone and Pump It Up, they have a big draw because they have their own
Yeah.
fun.
Yep.
Renting a card room, there's not like a,
So this one, and we can wait to make the motion, or we can do this in 3 pieces, because there are like 3 different pieces of this fee schedule. This one we do need a motion on, because this we will have to take to council. Is the pricing you see in the green sheet satisfactory, or any changes, or leave it alone for now?
It's satisfactory for me.
Same here.
I guess that's probably the big thing.
So if someone wants to,
All in favor, somebody's got to make a motion, though. I can't do it,
yeah,
guys.
someone just wants to make a motion that the pricing on the rental rate chart is approved as presented.
I move to approve the rental rate chart as
Presented?
presented to us.
There you go.
Somebody got a second.
We got a second?
Yeah, Rob, second.
Rob seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
8-0 again. Moving on, other business.
Actually, wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, do we have one more?
Yep.
Sorry.
I was taking notes. So that was the first part. So if you actually look at the fee schedule, that very first page with a lot of stuff on it, I just duplicated to the green sheet to make it a little bit easier for you guys. The second sheet, the shorter one, has two things I want to talk about. I'm sorry.
I want to go back to the page before that, too.
Yes. On the page before it, at the very bottom, there's two red lines there, the parking lot and the south parking lot use. This pricing, so the parking lot rental monthly per square foot per month, this is for large companies. We actually have one right now asking us for this, for a price for the used lot. They want like 1,000 square foot to store heavy equipment or trailers or trucks while they're working in the area for a project. When looking at other companies and what they charge for parking lot space like that, because of the heavy vehicles, it's often $1 per square foot per month. We are kind of blessed with a very large parking lot, so if they wanted 1,000 or 5,000, we could definitely offer it up to them. And we're the only large parking lot in the area for Westland and Garden City and that entire quadrant. So we actually do have a company right now, and that's the reason why this is in front of you, that $1 per square foot. And then we also have another person or company, we're not exactly sure yet, that is looking to rent the south lot for a craft and vendor show, and that's why I put that price in there, $500 per day. So if you were at the trunk or treat, really the area the trunk or treat used, that south parking lot, that's what we're looking to do, the $500 per day. So however long they want the lot from early to morning to night. If they want to run an event in that space, that's kind of what we're designating for the $500. And then that $1 per square foot. We can determine a minimum, so I think there will be a minimum depending on the contract that comes in front of us. So you have to rent at least 500 square foot per month. This company is looking at 1,000 square foot right now, so it'd be $1,000 a month for the next few months while they're here in our lot. So far, they have brought a few vehicles in as we try and figure this out, and there have been no disruptions. They've been really kind and nice actually to us, and they've actually helped one of our contractors out when they were in need, and I think that's a fair price moving forward, not only for this company, but in the future. So if this is good and you guys like that price, maybe we'll just make one little motion just for those two. If someone wants to make a motion for the parking lot fees as presented, that can be our second motion for this.
Get a little more, what type of companies are we talking about? What kind of equipment?
Mostly utility companies, and it's usually trailers, trucks, enclosed trailers, stuff like that are doing utility work in the area. So it could be DTE, could be, we have, any of our
Power
companies,
outages.
WOW, Comcast, UVerse.
Monthly,
Yeah, but this sounds like it could be something that DTE might even have a contractor that's doing some updating.
Yeah.
And they just need to be in the area for a couple months because
Yeah.
they've got to
Exactly.
service Westland, Garden City.
Yeah.
And they work for DTE and they just
Yeah.
need a place. They can't go down to Detroit and park their stuff.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I don't see city council
Yeah.
really approving to be a salvage yard.
No.
Machinery and tearing up the parking lot.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But it's good to get paid for something.
Yeah, and we are putting an agreement together for them. We already kind of have it because some of our contractors use our public works yard, but those are only contractors that we employ. So we do have that. They'll need to sign a hold harmless. They'll need to have insurance. They'll have to do an orange construction fence. There's stuff they'll have to do to make sure the property stays clean, that their stuff stays in their allotted use. And it is only temporary. We're not looking for any long-term renters, 3-4 years. It'll be month to month for a few months at a time. So.
They build us a new pavilion, they can stay for a while.
We do have a large lot, so you almost don't see them.
Yes.
So we need a motion.
We need someone to make a motion for that.
The parking lot fees as presented.
I move to approve the parking lot fees as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
8-0. Moving on.
And the third would be this very last page, which we've been asked, and I know I brought this up the last one, we talked about the teen fitness room membership. I duplicated the pricing for the adult. The only one unique about the teen pricing is that I think we do want to add the caveat that you have to also have an adult membership to use the fitness room as a teenager. So that 13 to, I believe our adults start at 18, so that 13 to 17 age range, they can use the fitness room. Again, this is brand new. We're going to allow them to use the fitness room with an adult. So this is technically like an add-on membership to an adult membership. I duplicated the adult price to show you guys today. We can stick with that. We can decrease it. We can match the senior pricing if you'd like. We can find the middle between the two if you'd like. This has been a request more than once for a teen level membership for that room.
So they have to come with the adult?
Correct.
They can't come on their own?
Correct.
Okay.
Which would require an adult to also have a membership.
Right, yeah, because you have the free weights and all that stuff in there, and you can't let
Yeah.
young kids do
Yeah. And then the other caveat is we could leave it the same price, but not require the adult to have the membership. So there's two options with this.
Well, I like the idea of them having an adult membership, just so that way there's also a responsible adult party to their account, but I feel like the fee shouldn't be as high, because now they're required to have like 2 memberships in
Yeah.
one.
that. Right,
For a second.
the
membership.
teen fitness membership should be a little less than the adult if they
Yeah.
have both.
Just because they have to have an adult membership with them.
You said senior is a little bit lower, right?
Yep, senior is, if you see at the very top line, $9 for 1 month, and the adult is $12 for 1 month.
I think that's reasonable.
For the teens also?
Very.
$9 for the teen?
Yeah,
Give them the senior rate too?
Yes,
Why not? Yeah.
Seniors in
Come on.
high school and seniors in,
Yeah, you got senior both ways, right?
no, I like the fact that the parent has to be there, because, yeah, you know what kids are gonna do in there. They're gonna,
yeah, but if the parent has to be there, they should get a break for bringing their teenager, a break in price.
yeah, at least, I mean, right now, what is it, Planet Fitness, I think they offer it to high school kids for free, I think.
In the summer?
during the
Just for the summer. That's for 3 months only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's actually, we've seen a spike. When Planet Fitness stopped the free memberships during the summer, we saw a big spike in people asking, hey, we want a membership. Why can't we too? Because we didn't have a price and they weren't included in the original.
So if we make the residents the same fee schedule as the seniors, can we make the non-residents the same fee schedule you had for residents? So the 12, 35, and 100 for the teen secondary?
Yep. Yeah, because the senior fitness room technically doesn't have a non-resident rate. Yeah, we can do that.
So it'd make, for the add-on membership for the teen, it'd be $925.70 instead of $12, 35, and 100. And for the non-resident, it would be $12, 35, and 100 instead of $15, 40, and 120. Does that make sense?
You got that? Did you get all that?
Yep,
You got what she said?
yep.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so. The non-residents will be.
Yeah, we're gonna have to-
We're gonna charge residents, and our.
We're probably going to have
residents
to make a motion for both.
And before we motion on that one, I guess I'll just draw your attention to the bottom. This is that, and this might actually, these numbers might need to be changed a little bit, given on the decision we just made about the drop-in fees. This is that center membership you guys asked about, and being for the entire family. So per family, up to 5 per month. Pricing for resident and non-resident, that'd be Spaceport, Open Gym, and the fitness center. Now, knowing what we just did with drop-in fees, I'm gonna actually suggest we take this off and don't do this right now for the membership for the entire family. We'll go back and I'll run the numbers with the pricing that we just discussed with the $3 and $6 for the drop-ins. We'll run that for a little bit, we'll see how it goes, see what the interest is, and then come back with this membership
Fine.
family. So I wasn't expecting to generalize all those numbers, and I think that'll lend itself really well instead of this. And that might actually be more successful than the membership. So we can also kind of see, are people still asking for that membership, or did we answer their questions with the bundle punch cards?
Yeah, and then see, like, if they think memberships would be beneficial, what do residents think is like a decent price that they might pay? Not that we have to go by what they're saying, but let's get feedback from them too.
They're all going to want it for free, remember?
Well, I said we gotta,
When you ask, sometimes you're not going to like what you get back in return.
they're already paying for a punch card, so
Right.
like, what are you willing to pay for like a monthly one kind of thing? It's just feedback, right?
Yep.
Yep. So is there any questions, concerns, comments about this, the center memberships? Are there I don't know if that pricing, you're like, oh, it looks really good, or no. I think right now we don't.
I don't know, I'm
push
trying to
this
figure out,
through,
because you
but-
said 5 people, and I'm trying to do it in my head. If they all came there once a month, that's 15. If they come twice in a month, that's 30.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they come 4 times, then they would have spent 60. So there's a possibility if they come once a week, they can see us, they've got to be able to see a savings.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I
For a
think, I
family
think both
thing.
of those fees are
I think
nice
they're good.
savings. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to give them additional, and they get additional, is there a fee for the membership card? Or is it just on a name of somebody? Because you know what I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
so
Electronic card.
Yeah.
you 2, and then you got 3 kids, well, what do you do? 5 people get a card?
Yeah, but I have 2 adult children, so they don't count anymore.
Yeah, they would be electronic.
But I'm just saying, with a family that had 2 adults and
Yeah.
3 kids, now you got 5. Now one wants to go in the morning, one wants to go in the afternoon, one wants to go in the evening. Well, everybody needs their own card, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're already doing now. They do have those little tags you keep on your key ring.
Yeah.
So we do have those, and the way Sportsman works is it kind of groups everyone it actually groups it as a group is what they call it, but a family. So it would actually, the family membership would serve well. It would work with our system, so. But if we're good right now, I think we'll pull that off, and maybe when we come back with the community kitchen and the serving room pricing, we can throw that back on after we have some more ideas.
In other words, you want to pull those 2 off. You want us to agree to pull those 2 off of there?
Yeah. I think
So do we
for
need to
now-
make a motion to remove them?
I think if I'll read this out and we'll get a consensus, then we can make a motion on it. So the teen fitness room, the resident 1 month will be $9 a month. The teen fitness room resident 3 month will be $25. The teen fitness room resident 1 year membership will be $70. Those 3 match the same as the senior memberships, but do require an adult to enter the room.
Right.
The teen fitness room non-resident will be $12. The teen fitness room non-resident will be $35 for 3 months. And then teen fitness room non-resident 1 year will be $100 for 3 months, or for 1 year. Again, with the same caveat, must be added on to an adult membership to enter the room.
Yes.
We will take out the center memberships, and not approve those today.
Correct.
I'll
If
make a
anyone would like to
motion.
motion.
Somebody's got
what
to
you
make a
just said.
motion.
You went through all of that, so
Yep.
that was perfect. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. 8-0 again.
And that does conclude the fee scale recommendation. So this, and actually the changes at the last meeting will all be on the council meeting this upcoming Monday.
Fee schedule, are we done? Recommendations?
Yep, we are done.
Other business, are we done? Or moving on?
No other business. Public comment.
Any other business?
Public comment.
Nope. Public comment? Anybody? You got any more reports?
I can talk a little bit about upcoming programs, yes. The month of November is quickly approaching. I do want to talk about 3 programs we have either brought back or started in the past 2 weeks that have been very successful. Yoga on Saturday it actually reached its max capacity. We had to turn 1 person away for yoga on Saturday. That was very encouraging, and we plan to add more yoga. We are also looking for more instructors for yoga. The one instructor we have now can only do Saturdays. We brought back music and movement that is doing very well. That's a several-week class. We were a little hesitant at first. The programmer was not sure we were going to get the amount of participants, because the last time we ran it, it did not do as well. We did get, I believe, 10 kids to join that, so that was exciting to see. And then Mindful Motion is kind of a new class, kind of a mix of 2 others that also reached half its capacity, which is a lot more than we originally expected for a new class running for the first time. So those 3 classes in the last 2 weeks, we were very, very happy with the progress on those. In November, of course, we have our Thanksgiving senior lunch on November 21st. The question we're getting a lot right now, is it going to be a boxed lunch again? It is not going to be a boxed lunch. So if you guys get that question, last year we thought it was a really great idea last year. They got these box lunches. Everyone loved it the day of. The next morning, everyone told us how much they hated it. So we will not, we get the question, I several times I've been at the front desk and someone said, is it a box lunch? And the front desk at the time didn't know what the lunch option was going to be. And they would say, I don't know, I'll come back when you know. But I am buying it if it's a box lunch. So no box lunch. We're going to go back to the other style We have, we're either just serving more family style for our lunches, so we will go to that for the Thanksgiving, just as it used to be. In previous years, the building has been closed on Veterans Day. I don't believe it will be closed this year. I didn't realize we were normally closed, but I don't think there is a reason to be. School's still in session, people still want to use the weight room and stuff like that. So we do plan on being opened. Of course, we're still running our open skates every weekend and during the week. We do have additional programming we're scheduling for November 26th. Students are out of school all day, so we plan on running additional open skates and maybe like almost a mini Camp GC for kids that day that aren't at school. We probably won't run much on Friday, at least at the rec center. Ice Arena probably will, but that Friday, we think people will still be doing Thanksgiving activities or stuff with their family. But that Wednesday, the school district originally was a half day, now they're a full day, so we believe there are some kids looking to do some stuff. People aren't out of work yet, people either have half days at work. So we're gonna try and run some type of sort of, I say Camp GC because it's really all those activities for those kids, whether it be spaceport or open gym, that type of stuff during the day. And we do have an open skate we've added to that day for people. So that's kind of an outlook of what's happening in November. Not too much new stuff. We did add a lot, so we're seeing how those programs run and moving forward on that. The grant updates, we just filed for our last reimbursement of the Wayne County ARPA, which was $77,000. And we, on the same day of me submitting that grant this week, we also got the approval for our last reimbursement, the sixth reimbursement that Erica had submitted for $313,000. After this $77,000, that'd be $4 million reimbursed from the Wayne County ARPA grant and completed. So that's the majority of the funding for the center. And we're very, very thankful we're crossing that finish line with the reimbursements, but also the projects happening in the center. The only pending last project is the community kitchen. That's using some other grant funding, but that one will be completed very, very soon as well. That's the last project outstanding in the center right now. We will continue to have updates with the Radcliffe Committee because we still have a few outstanding things in terms of a fitness area and some other stuff, but that's past this Wayne County grant. That's another grant. The other grant we currently have running too is the HUD grant, which is running most of our HVAC project that is going underway. We just turned the boilers on at the center this past week, which had been really needed because our Head Start has the program, one of our renters, Head Start, has a minimum temperature for the rooms. So every day we're working with complications with them and the boilers and that type of stuff, but we're moving along. Hopefully within the next month, we'll have controls and the boilers will be up and running on those controls. Right now, the boiler's just running wide open. And it's keeping the time, it depends where you're at in the building because the water comes out really hot and then gets cold as it goes around the building. So if you're really close like I am to the boilers, my office is really warm and then it kind of cools off as you get throughout the building. So those are the two grant updates I had for you guys tonight. Any questions on any of the activities in November, grants?
So this is old, how did the food trucks go?
Oh, the food truck events did go over, actually, and some of this is outside of Parks and Rec and a little bit, but our first version of the food truck event that we ran was Food Truck Fridays in downtown. We had a very successful turnout at that. Of course, then we had the chili cook-off, which had a great turnout for those food trucks. We wanted to continue that at Radcliffe Center. We had two nights so far. Sadly, we had one planned for this week, but one of the trucks had to reschedule. So we're still hoping those two trucks can make it. It just wasn't going to work on that Tuesday. But the first event went really well. It's at the patio. They had lots of visitors. Both of them were very happy to be there. The center was collecting 2% of their sales for being there that day. And it wasn't a lot of money that was collected. I believe that was around or less than $50, but it's still for the food trucks, that's really good for them. So they were very happy to be there. The second one was the day of trunk or treat, and if you were around on trunk or treat day, it was rainy and cold, and at some point 30 mile an hour gust. The trucks, of course, did really good in the evening, which made up for the day being kind of poor. Of course, with trunk or treat, we brought in over 3,000 kids to the center that day. So those trucks got a lot of use, and I went to them and said, hey, I know you only plan on being there 5 to 8, but can we just have you come in at noon? And we did get visitors. As I was setting up for trunk or treat throughout the day, I saw a lot of cars. It's something about food trucks. People come for food trucks. What was sad about that one, though, is the people that did visit didn't actually see the center because we had them out front. which was originally when we were planning the food truck events, I'd considered putting all three of them, all 3 events, all 3 days, in the west parking lot and bringing some picnic tables over there. Well, after moving the picnic tables and everything else I had to do to get them out front, I realized I'm never doing that again. And it worked out really well having them at the patio.
Yes.
It also encourages them to go in the building because I couldn't tell you how many times people kind of peeked in during the food truck event on that Tuesday going, what's this place? Even the food trucks themselves, what's going on here? So not even knowing what the building, and both food trucks, actually all 4 food trucks so far are all Garden City-based food trucks. So I think just the people coming to the center alone and kind of getting to the patio, whether they go through the west entrance or even coming in through the patio gate, where it's just where they could come in on that Tuesday. After you see the patio, you're like, oh, this is nice. Okay, what's the next thing? And then you see this, nice indoor space, and you kind of go around. And
Some
the
heat
first thing,
going on in the patio?
Yep, the first thing you see is the veteran services, and you're like, oh, okay. And then, so you kind of start to explore, and that happened more than once on that food truck Tuesday. So that definitely confirmed that I don't think I'll ever do them on the west entrance again. I'll definitely use the patio space. Easier for staff and even better for people coming through the building. So it is a longer walk, but I guess that's what we kind of want, is them to walk through our building. So
Right.
that worked out really well. I do hope people are really excited. I guess this one, the Grand Traverse Pie Company, they're going to be one of our next trucks. And then Shin Hot Dogs. I still got to reach out to both of them and confirm their dates and stuff, but they're both excited to do it, so hopefully we can get them confirmed, and we'll do one more before the winter, if not more. So it might change a little bit how many we do once we have the cafe fully up and running at Radcliffe, but we'll see when we get there.
Any other new business?
I don't have anything.
Public comment? Commissioners' comment?
Rob?
Rob? Kathy?
Erica, when we had a maintenance thing we wanted taken care of, there was a form to fill out. Are we doing that still?
I think we have the park inspection forms. Is it?
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one I'm
It's
talking
hard
about.
to do it in the wintertime.
Well, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
All
think
right,
for the
'cause
winter. Yeah, I think for the.
Still have a concern about at Garden City Park, that shortcut entrance. Whoever owns the one house, the owner used to take care of like trees that would grow up in the fence line. Well, they're not doing that, so it's up to the park, and it looks like it's park property.
Okay, so there's trees growing in the fence line, you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're mulberries, and they're really getting out of control. Like, it's getting hard to, like, get through the entrance there.
Okay.
So that
Yeah,
was.
even I guess for all of you, even outside the park. So we are, during the winter, we don't run the inspections as often. In the spring, we'll pick it back up. We'll get you guys, make sure all your parks, and we'll do those inspections again. But if you ever see even a small maintenance thing like that, feel free to send me an email, text me. We fill out a form with Public Works, or if it's something our park attendants can handle, we'll assign that task and get it taken care of. So don't feel you have to wait till this meeting to let me know of maintenance stuff. It's good to have 13 pairs of eyes than just the 3 or 4 we have on staff, so. But I got that down. We'll definitely put that in.
Next.
I have nothing. I just want to say I was at the trunk or treat, me and Sharon and Rob. We handed out candy to all the kiddies, and it was a good time, and it was a great event.
I have nothing. Sharon?
I just want to say, at the track at Rotary, there's a lot of cracks, tripping hazards. I don't know if they can fill them in or something.
All right.
One of
I'll
the
follow
things,
up with DPW
one of the
and see.
things we talked about was maybe what we should do is, Rotary's supposed to put so much money into the park yearly. Maybe they can buy some self-leveling caulk or something and fill them in.
All right. Yeah, either way, I'll write.
Just approach them that way. If they won't do it, then I guess we're gonna have to do it. Because I said, if you don't fill those cracks, they're gonna get worse. And what they've done is, nobody filled them and they got worse.
They're getting
And they're getting wider.
Yeah.
So now it's almost to the point where you're gonna almost have to buy a closed cell sponge, put that in there, fill half of it up, and then use some type of self-leveling caulk or some type of,
Yeah. I know Rotary did do some projects this summer, but we can definitely talk about that even with next, but I'll get with Public Works now and see if there's something we can't even do before winter. So especially during the winter season, ice and rain and
I
stuff on
think
the track.
that track needs to be redone anyways.
It does.
Resurfaced. I mean, it's probably right up there on the top of our list. I know when we went through, like, what's your top 3 for each park? Like, we did that, and it was like, okay, priority first. What's number 1, 2, 3? Each of us, I remember having to do that, but I know that, like Sharon was saying, it's just getting worse. But I think addressing that complete track would probably be beneficial for us. And if it's something that Rotary can help with that, like offset the cost, if they get grants, then that's something we could do, but who's got Rotary? Okay, you do, yeah, so. Put that on your top.
Trust me, it's been on my list since I've had it.
Yeah.
I'll give a Public Works and I'll follow up and let you know
Doesn't
what
get
the
fixed.
conclusion of that is.
I just don't want anybody tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis?
Nothing, just that the Ratcliffe Gym looks great. And I see they're having paddleball at the one end.
Yep, they actually, today they started their
Was today
free,
that they started?
yeah, free pickleball basics
Or
class.
pickleball, yeah, there was, I think there were 10 people there.
Yep,
Oh, that's good.
yep, there were 9 people that signed up for the class and 1 instructor, so.
Yeah.
No, it was actually very good. Everyone was very, it was kind of funny because when they all came in, I was
They were
like,
all
what is
women,
everyone?
they were all women.
I was like, what's everyone doing here? As they're all in the lobby, you know, I was like,
Yes.
something's about to happen. I forgot
And
pickleball.
I walked down there and looked at it, and they were all women though, that were in there.
Yeah, no,
They were having
it was a very good
time.
class, and that's actually, I think, a 4-week class, so they'll be with us the next 4 Tuesdays. 3.
It's a class, it's a class. that you can
Yep,
attend.
they're training them on pickleball.
Robert,
No, I don't have anything today.
do you have anything you want to add?
No, I do not.
I just need a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
8-0.
It's a game.